People, I have been annoyed, frustrated, irritated, aggravated, and disturbed lately. I've been fighting this fight against the YouTube algorithm for a long time, and it hasn't gotten a whole lot better. Now, some people will say, well, Tim, if you made better videos, you'd get more views. Well, no, I do make good videos. But it's apparently not what the YouTube algorithm wants to see. I've been doing some research the last couple of days, watching a few videos from people who have successful channels, and it talks about this new AI YouTube algorithm and how it analyzes every little bit of your video and what you look like, what you say, what you're doing, all sorts of things. And apparently, what the YouTube algorithm wants is not what I, on the LoudMouthTim YouTube channel, and www.loudmouthtim.com, home of online video, the longest running web series in the history of the internet, do. Now, um, the big thing I've learned by watching a variety of videos and talking about what the YouTube algorithm wants is you want to focus on one general subject and make a whole lot of videos on that. Well, I don't do that. I go all the way back to my early videos in 2003 on the loudmouthtim.com website. My subjects are all over the place. That's what I do. I see something I like. You know what I don't like? This thing right here. I'll go off about that subject. Then the next episode could be something entirely different that has nothing to do with any video I've made in the past. Now, apparently, from what I'm reading and hearing, YouTube algorithm doesn't want that. And then I stop and I think about this for a few minutes. There's maybe a good 8 or 10 YouTube channels I watch on a regular basis, and for the most part, they all talk about the same general subject in their videos. They're not all over the place like me. There's only one I've seen that is like that, and I'll even tell you what it is. The YouTube channel is called The Internet Legend. This guy is he's Herbert Midgley from Texas. He's some kind of a music teacher. I found one of his videos way back in the early 2000s. He's in a Star Wars Stormtrooper plastic outfit singing his I Am a Nerd song. Trying to find that. Another one has good song videos, Sweater Girl. For his channel, it was a pretty good video. And a lot of his videos, he may post 5, 6, 7 times a week. A lot of his videos get even less views than my videos, if you can believe that. And a lot of his videos may be 1 or maybe 2 minutes. And there's more time spent in the video with his introduction part and his whole ending part than actually what he's doing in the video. And according to vidIQ, apparently he's monetized. I can't say for sure because his videos are so short. Who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So I think about this. What do I do in my videos? Well, I have always had a policy that I would like to call AME. That's absolute minimum effort. Turn on the camera, talk, turn the camera off. Done. Edit it, type stuff into YouTube, and that's it. Because I have made in the past some videos that were pretty complex with all of their editing and changing things, and they didn't do any better for views. I say, well, I'm not going to kill myself for 30 views. The LoudMouthTim way, almost as good and a whole lot cheaper. And like this, go out in the car, say something, shut it off, go on a computer, type a few things in the YouTube channel for it, and that's it. So I'm trying to think, well, apparently my way isn't working the way YouTube wants me to be. They want me to talk about one subject in general. Okay, well, first of all, I don't do that. And second of all, if I did, what would it be? I could talk about politics a lot. There's a lot of things I could say about what a great job President Trump is doing and what a bunch of screw-ups the Democrats are and how they keep making it worse for themselves. But I don't want to be just another political commentator. I think about things to do with my cars, things to do on the computer, some video games, my drone I can fly around, But how am I going to make a channel about this for more than even, say, 10 or 15 videos? Because from what I've been reading and hearing on several reports about this new algorithm, they look at your last 15 videos or maybe even more, and they use that information to decide who do they uh, put the impressions to, like the thumbnails that come up on the side of your screen, to say, hey, look at this video next. And apparently, from what I've been reading and hearing, if your videos are all over the place like mine are, the algorithm doesn't know who to recommend your videos to, and so you don't get impressions and you don't get any views. I looked up mine, and apparently my impressions for the last time period was 37,000, and I had my YouTube channel set to report the last 28 days. I don't know if that applies to 28 days or what, but I think it is. And from what I was reading, and what I was hearing rather, anything under 100,000 impressions, you're not doing good. I'm at 37,000, so that's not good. I tried that YouTube promotions once a few years ago, and I was able to easily see in my analytics it was all fake views. And then I've read on YouTube just today that any views or subscribers you get through a promotion does not count towards your base year's watch hours or subscribers. Well, that's no good then. What's the point of doing that? I wouldn't want to do promotions anyhow. I've always felt, even as far back as 2003, put the videos out there, people will find them, it will grow on its own. And now what is it here? 22 years later, and not quite. What's happening here? Okay, my thing stopped for a minute there. What can I do? I want to hear your comments and suggestions. Hey, Tim, focus on this subject. Say, well, okay, let's see. Working on my cars, flying my drone, talking about politics, picking some other subject. Well, what? So, what do you do? What do you do to make the algorithm happy to get things out there? I don't know. I actually sent an email to YouTube today, and their help support line, just to say, okay, here's what I have, here's the problem I'm having. What do you suggest for improving this? How can we fix this problem? And of course, again, I'll wait to hear back about that, and who knows if they'll even respond at all to that. So the frustration continues. I enjoy what I do, talking about my things, and say, you know what, I don't like it. I'll talk about something, and I'll make my point. In my very short video, I try not to drag out my videos. Get in, make your point, get out. I don't want to drag out a video for 30 minutes saying something I could say in 5 or 10 minutes. Now, I have a few longer videos that are just meant for running up the watch hours, but those are few and far between, and they don't really work that well anyhow, as I found out. So need a whole lot of views, and not so much the subscribers, but the views, get it out there, get things rolling here, get this algorithm to recommend my videos to more people, get the impression numbers way up so we can get something happening here. As I've seen so many YouTube channels that are just absolutely stupid, and the guy's just talking and dragging it out, and that's the longest 9 minutes of my life. And he's got 70,000 subscribers, and his views are 30, 40,000 views per video. And how in the world is this working for him? And mine is completely not working at all. Some people say, well, Tim, your videos suck. Well, if you look at each video by itself on its own merits, they're at least all right, and certainly better than a lot of other stuff I've seen. But this algorithm is trying to, decide who to send my impressions to, the little thumbnails to, and it's just blowing it here. It's not working at all. Some more fancy editing I've seen in a lot of my videos, but I don't do myself. Like if you're watching a video, the camera's over here. If you're watching a video and on one half of the screen is the person you're watching, and on the other half of the screen is some video they're playing on their computer to show you. Well, I don't even know how to do that. What do you even call that kind of, split screen them and what they're trying to show you, I don't even know how to do that. What's it even called? So I can even research how to do it. I probably could, but give me enough views to make it worth my while to even trying to learn to do that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm doing it backwards here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong, but frustrating. I just don't have any particular one subject I could focus on for a long period of time. Like I said before, like the drone, flying my drone. I could do some videos of flying my drone around, and how many videos can you possibly make out of that? 10, 15? How many different ways do I see a drone fly around? Working on my cars. Yeah, well, it's wintertime. The car's in the garage. I ain't doing nothing out in the freezing cold. Playing games on my computer. Well, maybe, but again, who's gonna watch that for how long? So I don't know. Give me some ideas what you think I can make a long-term series of videos about to make this stupid algorithm happy to get things cranked up on the channel. So please hit the like button. That's the one thing I can say. Hit the like button, and supposedly that helps the algorithm too. And type some comments in there, and give me your 2 cents and tell me what I'm doing wrong in your opinion.